Hello? Is the music here?
Wow.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. I guess we're already online and broadcasting. This is the very loved bonfire with the leaders of Selina, and especially for you from very different places in the world. We have today present beautiful and very beloved faces representing or featuring Yoav, our Mr. President, Leslie, the VP of Operations, and Mazal Tov to Mr. CEO Rafi Museri that recently got hitched. Also supported by the great head of the global community, Omer Calderon, and me, myself, Michał Scheffler, representing culture. Bienvenidas y bienvenidos a todos en el Bonfire. Estamos muy felices de estar de vuelta con ustedes, aquí representando con Yoav, nuestro presidente, Leslie, VP de Operaciones, Omer, cabeza de Community, y yo personalmente, director de Cultura. Gracias por juntarse. Presencia de ustedes es esencial en este caso y vamos arrancando con nuestra programación. Hoy tenemos en nuestra agenda, comenzamos por Yoav con State of Selina, luego Rafi va a responder las preguntas por las cuales ustedes han votado en Ask Anything, Leslie dará últimas noticias de Operation Rocks, y yo también actualizaré ustedes con lo más hot que viene de Culture y para mejorar la experiencia de ustedes. I guess everybody already got what's going to happen in English, so we can jump to Mr. President.
Thank you. Who's translating?
I can translate for you, no worries.
Good. It's head of culture and translation.
Yes.
Good. So nice to have everybody on board. I'm calling from our offices in New York.
Qué placer estar con ustedes. Estoy llamando desde las oficinas en Nueva York.
And we are spread out. We've got people in New York, in London, in Tel Aviv.
Estamos dispersos por todo lado. Tenemos gente en Londres, Tel Aviv, Nueva York.
In Panama, of course. And
en Panamá.
In 24 locations.
En 24 locaciones.
Which is most important.
So, lo más importante.
I think, as Michael said, biggest news is that Rafi got married.
Y así como Michał lo dijo, creo que una de las noticias más grandes es que Rafi se casó.
So we are finally grown up. All of us are finally grown up.
Entonces finalmente somos todos maduros.
So Mazal Tov to Rafi. We all got about a week of quiet while he was getting married, but we're ready to kick off the next 7 months.
Podríamos haber parecido un poco mudos durante una semana cuando se estaba casando, pero estamos listos para el próximo capítulo.
Great. So basically, just to give you a state of where we are.
Básicamente para darles un estado de dónde estamos en ese momento.
We started this year with 2,800 beds open.
Comenzamos este año con 2,800 camas.
And we now have 5,000 beds open.
Y ya estamos con 5,000 camas abiertas, disponibles.
And we have many deals in the pipeline. We have a total of 13,000 beds signed.
Y ya tenemos firmados 13,000 camas que en ese momento están ya por llegar.
And I think the new team that we have with us now is from Quito. I think they were not with us on the last bonfire. So
creo que uno de los teams de los equipos nuevos que está aquí con nosotros es el team de Quito, que no estaba con nosotros en Bonfire pasado. Entonces, bienvenidos a ustedes.
And we have several properties coming online soon in Baños, in Bogotá, in Panama City, Bola de Oro.
Llegan las nuevas locaciones pronto en Bogotá, Baños y Panama City.
And then we have Cuenca, and our first property in Europe, in Portugal, is hopefully coming online soon as well.
Y también viene Cuenca y una de las primeras propiedades en Europa, en Portugal.
And I think what's most exciting is that we now have over 1,300 employees.
Y una de las cosas más emocionantes es que tenemos más que 1,300 empleados en ese momento.
So that's, I think, the most exciting thing, and we're growing on all fronts, which is great to see.
Entonces me emociona eso mucho porque estamos creciendo en todas las frentes.
And just to let you know, at the corporate level, we are continuing to fill in the primary executive positions.
Y también me gustaría decirles que al nivel corporativo estamos también llenando las posiciones más importantes de la primera línea.
We have several new people have joined the team, including Sean, who's our Chief Growth Officer.
Y también tenemos varias personas nuevas que se juntaron, como por ejemplo Sean, un Chief Growth Officer, responsable por el crecimiento.
And Colin, who is our Chief Marketing Officer.
Y también Colin, el Chief Marketing Officer, responsable por mercadeo.
And many other people in properties and country levels and at the corporate level.
Y muchas otras personas a nivel corporativo de país y locaciones.
So we have 7 months left in this year.
Tenemos 7 meses hasta terminar el año.
We have a ton of work in the next 7 months.
Toneladas de trabajo para hacerlo.
We have properties opening up in South America, US, and Europe.
Hay propiedades por abrir en América del Sur, en América del Norte, en Estados Unidos y en Europa.
And we'll have offices open up in London and be a truly global company by the end of this year.
Y tendremos oficinas abiertas en Londres y muy pronto, y hasta aquel momento seremos realmente una empresa global.
Great. So thank you again, everybody. And I look forward to seeing you out there as well, out on the properties.
Muchísimas gracias a todos y espero verlos a todos en las propiedades.
And thank you for the translation.
Thank you so much, Joaf. Muchas gracias. Dziękuję bardzo. And yes, this was Joaf, and now we're going to Mr. CEO, Mazal Tov, Mazal Tov. Once again, hello, Rafi. Thank you for being with us. Rafi is broadcasting from Tel Aviv, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, great.
So,
yeah, I'm in Tel Aviv, please.
So perfect. So Rafi is going to be replying the questions that you guys been providing us with, and then you also voted as the most important for this bonfire. Rafi estará respondiendo a las preguntas de Ask Anything, las preguntas que ustedes mismos nos dieron y ustedes votaron por las más importantes para responder durante esa sesión. Entonces, la pregunta número 1. ¿Han considerado tener un programa donde el personal corporativo pueda experimentar los diferentes roles del front staff en locación? De esta forma, nos ayudaría a alinear sus sugerencias a la realidad. Have you considered having a program where corporate staff can experience firsthand the different roles at location? This way, it will help us align their suggestions of improvement to the reality. Okay, and I'm handing this to Rafi.
All right. First of all, I hear myself twice.
Guys, please mute.
Yeah, you mute. Yeah. I hear myself twice.
Okay, 1 second.
You need to everybody needs to mute the microphones or lower down the volume of the speakers so it doesn't make the feedback.
All right. Mm-hmm. Now you can hear me?
Now it's perfect.
All right, cool. So, first of all, we didn't think about it. We didn't think about it in a way of to allow everybody from corporate, or to program that everybody from corporate will work at the location. What I believe that in the corporate, what is going to be a very good idea, and I'm happy for this question because I think that it can be very helpful if everybody that touch operation and product and some people from the development will participate in working in the location as part of an annual program. I agree that it might be a great idea, and maybe it should be even part of the onboarding process.
Okay, just one second. Antes de todo, me parece muy buena esa pregunta y muchas gracias por hacerla. Siendo sincero, no habíamos pensado en hacerlo para todos al nivel corporativo, pero me parece que sería súper pertinente y bueno, inclusive incluyéndolo como parte oficial de onboarding, principalmente para las personas del desarrollo, development, operaciones y producto.
All right. What I think we should do, just in order to have clear action, but I think it's a great idea. I'm not joking. It's something that that if we look at I think that on the corporate level, we have about maybe 300 people, including the country teams. Angie is on the line. Angie, you can hear me? You're here with us?
No.
No?
She can hear you.
What?
She can hear you.
She can hear you. She can hear us. Oh, she can speak.
Exactly.
All right. So Angie, you can hear us. Great. What I think we should do is to make into the Selina Hospitality Academy to create a list of the positions in the company, for sure all the country level team, and probably 30 or 20% of the top level team of the corporate, which we need to think about what's the best way to make them join or participate and experience the location. I think it's something that we can start doing with the country level teams immediately, and with the corporate people, I think it's a good idea to point on Q4. Q4, which is October, can be a great time, because October and November, it's a little bit less stressful time at the locations. It's, for Latin America at least, a little bit less occupied. And I think we can definitely implement this idea. I really, really, really like it.
Okay. Once again, disculpe, de nuevo, súper buena idea, me gusta muchísimo. Y de hecho, Rafi estaba preguntando si estaba conectada Angie y la gente de recursos humanos y Academy, para de una vez incentivar el proceso de identificar las vagas, las posiciones con cuales podríamos comenzar este proceso. Seguramente en ese momento, considerando que tenemos alrededor de 300 personas en ese nivel corporativo, parece que podríamos de una vez incluir ese tipo de experiencia dentro del entrenamiento, inclusive para las personas a nivel de país, country level, pero también finalmente quizás a partir de octubre en el Q4 o a partir de octubre incluyendo también la gente del nivel global. Okay.
Great. Next question, please. You want to read the question?
Yeah. What are the challenges for Selina in 2018? ¿Cuáles son los retos de Selina del 2018?
Again, a little bit less creative than the other question, but it's
un poco menos creativo que la pregunta anterior,
but still nice.
Pero bueno.
Actually, I think that in every bonfire we should answer this question, because I think that everybody need to be aware of the challenges for the remaining of the year.
Creo que en cada bonfire deberíamos estar tocando esa pregunta y respondiendo, actualizando a la gente, porque todos deberían siempre tener pendiente y consciente cuáles son esos retos.
And I truly believe that to speak openly in front of 1,300 people, which is what's happening right now, and to, in a very transparent way, to say our challenges, it's very important. It's something we should definitely keep doing.
Y creo súper importante hablar siempre abiertamente y de forma transparente frente a todos nuestros colaboradores, 1.300 colaboradores, lo que está pasando en ese momento, para que todos tengan bien consciente dónde vamos y qué estamos haciendo juntos.
So I will say, I will go through 4 major challenges. I think that the number one challenge
Voy a abordar 4 retos principales.
was we were not prepared enough with the penetration to the US and to Europe. We didn't understand good enough what it means to penetrate into new continent with a new culture, with a new real estate environment. And I think that we experience quite a lot of challenges in catching up with our goals in those 2 continents. And I believe that what we can see on the other side with Latin America, that in Latin America, because we are already working there for 2 years, we see that this year, our real estate people, our development people are getting in a much, much, much better pace. It means that we should give enough attention to the penetration into new areas. We you know, in Latin America, we felt comfortable to go to Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Colombia. You know, every second month we penetrate into a new country. Selina, it's a very new, we don't have a lot of competition in Latin America, while in Europe and the US, the market is much more competitive. We were supposed to give it more attention. How are we gonna solve it? How we're solving it right now? We're basically we're moving the decision making from the corporate to the local people. For example, if we're going to Greece, we're going to Portugal right now, we're going to London, we're going to UK or to Israel or to Poland, we hire a very strong local people and we allow them to run the show, and we're playing less important role in the penetration. And by moving the decisions and by moving the responsibilities to the local community and to the local teams, it's allow us to, I think, to win or to beat this challenge. Still, we have a lot to do, but I feel much more comfortable. And I believe that in June and July, all of you are going to feel a lot of progress in Europe and the US. So that's about challenge number 1. Please, Michael.
Okay, thank you so much, Rafi. Entonces, para comenzar con el primer reto que nos gustaría mencionar, a Rafi le parece que no hemos preparado suficientemente bien para la primera penetración o entrada en los mercados de Estados Unidos y Europa. Principalmente eso se puede ver en perspectiva de real estate, de bienes raíces, la búsqueda, pero también la competencia. Y eso ha demostrado que fue un poco difícil llegar a nuestros goals, a nuestras metas en esos casos, pero también eso fue una enseñanza bastante grande, porque en otro lado, o sea, en ese lado del charco donde estamos en Latinoamérica, podemos ver que ahora, después de 2 años de trabajo profundo, realmente estamos agarrando un ritmo un poquito diferente y pudiendo conquistar más locaciones, hacer mejores deals, y realmente todo está pivotando mejor. Luego, entonces, para dar y solucionar esa cuestión, dando más atención a esa entrada a nuevos mercados, estamos alejándonos de cierta forma de centrarnos en lo que nosotros sabemos, así como empoderamos también a las locaciones ahora, porque ustedes mejor saben lo que se puede hacer donde ustedes están. Así también en los países nosotros contratamos la gente súper capaz, súper capacitada y local que ya conocen el mercado, y los empoderamos dentro de las decisiones para que ellos construyan esa tanto base como la estructura firme para entrada de Selina, desde temprano, antes que abramos. Y de esa forma creemos mucho que vamos a ganar ese reto, y creo que a partir de junio, julio, ya vamos a tener los primeros frutos de esas movidas por todas partes y en Europa principalmente.
No, no los primeros, más frutos.
Más aún.
Yeah. All right.
But,
3 more challenges, but as
no.
lack of time, I will repeat one more. And I think that the next challenge is the most important challenge, and it's touching each of the people in this conversation. Translate this one.
Sí, tengo varios, o sea, tengo 3 retos más, pero voy a mencionar uno ahora que creo que es de los más importantes, que toca a todos nosotros en Selina.
I will say that in what we've seen in the last 2 or 3 months is that our last 10 or 15 locations in Latin America and our last 2 or 3 countries that we penetrate, from the experience point of view and from the revenue point of view, they're not giving the same results of what Selina in other countries used to do. And I believe that we're experiencing the challenge, which is the most difficult challenge for every company, to when you want to scale faster, usually it's hurt the experience, or it's hurt the level of operation, and it's hurt the ability to get the best people. It's hurt usually scaling. It's what companies that know how to scale, it's those companies that succeed eventually to be global. And I think we're experiencing a little bit of a challenge in the penetration to the last 2 or 3 countries. I believe that the solution for that is to allow, again, it's what I said before, is to allow the local teams, to allow the GMs, the head of countries, to take the lead with the guidelines of the global people, and to understand what's need to happen for them to own the P&Ls, for them to own the experience, and for them to remember what the DNA of the brand, in order to repeat the experience that we build Selina on. What's funny, and that's everybody need to remember, I think that if you look at Selina Vinao and Selina Bocas, as it's not 2 big tourist destinations, it's small destinations, but if those first location, which we put a lot of attention, they're still presenting the best results of the brand, while it's more difficult for us to repeat in other places. Now, we are very, very focused and clear about this challenge. We find all the solutions in our opinion, working with the local community to understand what the experience need to looks like in every location, for us to be able to repeat what we did great in Panama and what we're improving a lot in Costa Rica now, how to move it into Mexico, into Nicaragua, into Guatemala, into Peru, Ecuador, and the rest of the world. I believe that, and if you want in one sentence, Michael, so to scale experience is the biggest challenge, and we're going to solve it through local community collaboration.
Ok, voy a hablarlo de forma resumida, pero así, lo que hemos visto en nuestra experiencia en apertura de las últimas 10 a 15 locaciones y 2 a 3 países, es realmente lo que muchas empresas que quieren hacer el scaling, escalarse de local o pequeñas empresas internacionales a una empresa global, es cómo mantener la calidad de experiencia y operación en el misma calidad. Entonces, así como Rafi ya había dicho antes, estamos empoderando y dejando que las locaciones, los GMs, toman aquí que tengan la prioridad de decisión y que ellos puedan construir todo eso, todo ese tener fuerza encima de ese P&L, pero también recordando el DNA, el ADN con quien nosotros construimos Selina. Como unos ejemplos entre comillas, graciosos que Rafi había referido, son Bocas y Venao, que por más que no son las locaciones top internacionales así para turismo, como fueron construidos con mucho cariño, ya que también estábamos mucho más chiquitos y teníamos más tiempo y espacio para dar esa atención de todas las partes. Hasta hoy son esas locaciones que hacen mejores resultados. Pero ahí concluyendo, estamos muy enfocados en abordar ese reto y contamos con todos ustedes para aportar aquí con sus ideas y ver cómo podemos mejorar para que cada experiencia de cada Selina en cada lugar sea única y linda y tenga nuestro corazón. Okay. So, should we go for the next question? So, now, a very cool question, actually my favorite from today. What are the 3 secrets to succeed in Selina? ¿Cuáles son los 3 secretos para ser exitosa en Selina? Personalmente mi pregunta favorita de ese Bonfire. Y bueno, a ver qué nos dice Rafi.
Okay, first, to hire Yoav, Gary. Yoav, you like it? Yoav? No, I'm joking. All right. Yoav.
I'm on mute and I don't like it at all. That's the worst mistake. That's the worst mistake ever.
All right.
Next.
So let's go to the real 3 secrets, right? No. Okay. Of course, the most obvious things that every CEO will say is to hire the right people that will make, but I think it's too obvious. Every company needs the right people in order to succeed. So I will not go to the obvious thing, but I definitely believe that the people is everything. And with the right people, we can make it happen. So put it aside and I will go to what I believe is unique. Number 1 is that Selina is the only hospitality brand that adapt itself to the existing real estate situation of every city. We're not inventing, we're not building hotels, we're not buying lands, we're not developers. We come to a new destinations, we look what exists, and we adapt ourselves to what exists. Translated short.
Ok, perfect. Entonces, por más que sea obvio, y una respuesta obvia sería responder que las personas son más importantes en cada empresa. Obviamente eso todos lo sabemos y va beyond de este asunto. Para Rafi las personas son más importantes, pero como particularmente para Selina y como nosotros nos volvemos exitosos como marca, es que somos la única marca de hospitalidad que se adapta a la realidad de bienes raíces de cada locación. Nosotros no somos developers, no estamos construyendo cosas desde cero, pero encontramos espacios que ya existen y dentro de ellas inyectamos el ADN de Selina.
Yeah. The number 2 secret sauce is thing that we didn't understand it in the beginning. Today we are clear that we will become now, we're already halfway, but we'll become the first company that will move most of the decisions of the company from strategy to concept to content to experience. We're going to move all those decisions from the management of the company, which is boring people that sitting in an offices with neons and know nothing about experience, and they know nothing about what should happen at the location. We're going to move those decisions to the local community in every place and in every town. And the fact that the most important decisions of the company are going to happen at the location by the local community and not by people that think that they know what they're doing, including myself. We don't really know what should happen in every location in the world, and the local people knows. So the secret, moving the decisions to the community instead of to the management, and that's a big change you all gonna experience in the coming months.
Ok, y esta es seguramente una de las respuestas más emocionantes también y que creo que ya han experimentado durante los últimos meses, algo que no habíamos entendido al comienzo de nuestra operación, pero luego nos dimos cuenta que para realmente ser exitoso y crear una experiencia verdadera, teníamos que mover nuestro poder de decisión de top-down para bottom-up, lo que significa que en vez de tener todas las decisiones hechas por la gerencia de todo el mundo de nivel corporativo, incluyendo a Rafi, tenemos que llevarlos, el secreto es llevarlo de gerencia para la comunidad. Entonces, llevarla tanto para las locaciones como para la comunidad local. Y yo como algo que podría agregar solamente a eso es que dentro de las tres comunidades que consideramos, comunidad de huéspedes, comunidad de empleados, de staff y comunidad local, siempre las mejores ideas y lo que hace Selina vienen de allá, okay? So this is one of the most beautiful and important things that we have said here so far, I guess, apart from the other very important stuff, that like out of 3 communities that we consider when Rafi is talking about community, so the staff community, guest community, and the local community, the real life and experience of Selina comes bottom up, not top down, and the secret is to source it from the people. Okay, and that was number 2, and we have number 3, secret.
So number 3, again, you talk about the 3 communities, but I think that most of the companies in the world, they either put as a target 1 community or 2 communities. So many companies look at the guest as the number 1 community. They all talk about service. They talk about how to make the guest happy, and that's, let's call, part of the companies around the world. There is many other companies around the world that realize that the employees community is extremely important, and when the staff community happy and the culture is great, then the business is working better. I think what Selina understands is that the combination of the 3 communities' happiness is the only way to succeed, and we're going to keep giving. And I think it's one of the secrets, because many companies say that they care about local community, but they're not really doing much. And many people saying that they care about a staff community, they're not doing much. I think that we're doing a lot for the 3 communities. We're going to keep doing a lot, and that's always going to be one of the secrets of this company. That's it.
Ok, y bueno, y el tercer secreto, ya haciendo referencia, de hecho, y reforzando lo que he comentado en el segundo, es que, bueno, muchas empresas en el mundo enfocan su trabajo y la experiencia y diferentes estrategias en una comunidad o 2 comunidades. Obviamente hay muchas empresas también que entienden la importancia de la comunidad de empleados, del staff, y que haciendo quien trabaja para nosotros feliz, vamos a hacer felices también a nuestros clientes. Pero creo que la diferencia principal de Selina es que combinamos esa experiencia entre 3 comunidades y que verdaderamente todo lo que hacemos consideramos a través de ese prisma o a través de esa perspectiva de cada una de ellas, y eso vamos a estar reforzando cada vez más, y eso sin duda es una de las cosas más importantes para mencionar aquí como nuestro secreto para estar exitoso dentro de Selina. Okay, thank you so much, Rafi. Thank you for your time and for answering this question and inspiring all of us. Muchas gracias, Rafi, por responder esas preguntas y inspirar a todos nosotros. Cualquier preguntas que tengan, igual siempre pueden seguir mandando para el próximo Bonfire. Ahora vamos a pasar a Leslie, nuestra VP de operaciones, que va a dar algunos updates relativos a lo que está pasando en ese mundo más emocionante y que no duerme de Selina.
I want to make sure that you can hear me this time, because in the last bonfire we had issues.
Leslie? Just kidding.
Are you?
No.
Don't do that to me.
No.
You can change the slide over. So I think everybody in Selina knows that it's very hard for me to talk in just 3 minutes. So I'm going to try to make it really brief. When I was thinking about what to talk about in 3 minutes, which is hard, I just keep thinking like on today and in the future and in the last 3 months since we last spoke. So since we last spoke, which was about 3 months ago, we have 6 new GMs, 6 new head of countries. We're having in the next 6 months more than 16 openings, 16 that I could count, but I know there's going to be many, many more coming. And that means that it's hundreds of more people, rock stars, that will deliver the Selina experience as we take over the world. Because now we're truly global. Like now, as we go into Europe and we have deals signed in Europe and the US, like the dream is the reality. And you make it happen. Without each and every one of you that are on this call, this wouldn't happen. And it's not just operations, but all of you that are on this call that support us every day, whether you're doing architecture or design or market research or development, you feed what we do every day. And then all of this 800 operations. Oops. Joab, why did you mute me? Create the Selina experience. You create it every day. And as we redefine experience and we bring people to help us with the experience in every place, it's really you that work 24 hours a day with our guests and in our communities that make it happen. And I think over the last couple of months, we've had very humbling experiences in a lot of our locations, like in Nicaragua and Guatemala right now. And really seeing the solidarity of what you bring to this team and what you bring to the world is really, really inspiring. Being a part of a team that will support each other no matter what, and your communities is what makes Selina unique, because we're more than anything humans. You know, we're human rock stars. But seeing how you've supported through what's going on in Nicaragua and right now with the volcano, and how you've supported your communities and offered help is really what makes us unique, and it's what makes you amazing. So I am like super proud to be of your team, and I have no idea that when we are over 1,000 by the next, just in operations for the next bonfire, we're gonna keep rocking the world. And if we can bring what we bring to each other to the world, we're just gonna literally rock the world. So thank you.
Oh, Leslie, you gotta translate yourself because you speak so beautifully. I won't even pretend to do it. Leslie se va a traducir a ella misma porque habla de corazón tan lindo que ni pretendo de eso.
Ok, lo que les estaba diciendo es que, bueno, hoy, desde la última Bonfire hasta hoy, tenemos 6 gerentes nuevos generales, 6 nuevos jefes de país. En los próximos 6 meses tenemos más de 16 aperturas. Y eso solo quiere decir que tenemos cientos más de personas, de rockstars como ustedes, para realmente tomar el mundo por las astas. Y sin ustedes no lo podríamos hacer de ninguna manera. Todos los días ustedes se levantan y no solamente se encargan de ayudar a nuestros huéspedes, pero entre ustedes. Y lo que dije antes fue que yo no sé hablar en corto, entonces lo voy a tratar de hacer rápido. Y realmente hemos tenido un par de situaciones en el mundo hoy en día que han tocado nuestras comunidades, que realmente nos hacen darnos cuenta de la gente increíble que tenemos en el equipo. Tanto Nicaragua como Guatemala han tenido situaciones bastante difíciles, y verlos a ustedes levantarse para ayudarse los unos a los otros y ayudar a nuestras comunidades es lo que hace que Selina sea tan y tan especial. No, realmente pertenecer a un equipo así me llena no solo de orgullo, sino de saber que realmente a medida que vayamos creciendo en el mundo vamos a tener un impacto que va mucho más allá de solamente nosotros, sino realmente un impacto mucho más grande, mucho más social, y eso es lo que hace que Selina sea especial, que no solamente somos un negocio, sino que somos humanos por primero de todo y que ponemos el corazón a lo que hacemos, y eso es lo que hace que podamos seguir creciendo de esta manera. Así que muchas gracias, estoy muy, muy orgullosa de estar en su equipo, y no dudo que para el próximo Bonfire, cuando seamos más que 1000 en solamente operaciones, vamos a simplemente ser cada vez mejores para dar esta experiencia de Selina. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much, Leslie. When I was talking to Leslie during the last days and asking her to prepare, maybe would you like to prepare a slide or a presentation? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like not really good with the slides. I would like to. I just want to speak out from the heart. And I think really that's what you can feel. And you're our operation mama. Thank you for that. Muchas gracias por ser nuestra mamá de operaciones, mamá de operaciones. Y por proporcionar tanto amor dentro de ese trabajo tan duro y de tantos retos. Y bueno, ahora para hacer un pequeño break y un poco de dar de entertainment para ustedes, tenemos un video que nos mandó Oz sobre experiencia de Creative Team haciendo su magia en Puerto Escondido de México, en uno de nuestros primeros workshops de Selina. So now we're getting into a video to show you a little bit of the magic made by the creative team and the workshops in Puerto Escondido. I think you need to unmute, Omar. That was sexy. Quien quiera ver un poco más de eso, pueden estar esperando el newsletter donde también adjuntaremos ese link. So whoever wants to see more of this and other sexy news, soon the Selina newsletter is coming out. And now a little word in a couple of minutes before we finish to myself and updates regarding the culture. Ahora algunas actualizaciones en relación a la cultura y también un wrap-up de lo que habíamos hablado y mencionado como más importante durante esa reunión. Entonces, ya como han entendido ustedes en abordaje a la cultura y en la experiencia de staff, lo más importante para nosotros es esa participación y colaboración de todo el mundo, porque realmente las ideas llegan de todas las partes y para nosotros, para ser exitosos, esas ideas tienen que ser apoyadas y reforzadas antes de todo por ustedes, por todas las locaciones y por todos que estamos trabajando duro para hacer esa experiencia de Selina. So, Before anything, as you've already been understanding, probably through what Rafi mentioned and from different initiatives that we've been doing from the side of culture, before anything, the collaboration and participation is essential. So all the ideas are co-designed and supported by everybody that works in Selina and makes really this experience happen. And if you really get to see that, what we really want to make to happen for the staff community and the staff experience is just a mirror of the experience that we're giving to our guests, to what's happening in the locations. So many people are coming to the same place, but in the end, they're sharing in the playground, they're sharing in the co-work. Now we're going to be starting with the educational programs. Entonces, somos espejo en nuestra comunidad de staff de lo que queremos proporcionar para la gente para nuestros huéspedes o para la gente de nuestra comunidad de huéspedes. Entonces, realmente encontrarnos en un espacio compartiendo experiencias y ya que somos iguales, venimos de diferentes lugares. Y bueno, como uno de los ejemplos de las iniciativas que estamos haciendo ahora, if you could change for the next slide, Omar. Una de las cosas que ustedes han visto últimamente son diversos surveys, diversas encuestas que han sido enviadas para ustedes. Por un lado, el Net Promoter Score, tanto ENPS como DNPS, referente al empleado y al departamento. Por otro lado, Culture Amp, con más diversas preguntas relacionadas a la experiencia de ustedes como empleado dentro de la Selina, cómo eso afecta su vida, su desarrollo profesional y personal, pero también más diversas historias y también, y por otro lado, last but not least, abrazando también las cagadas, ¿no? Así los fuck-ups que tenemos, porque son una gran parte del aprendizaje, así como dicen los pueblos indígenas de América Latina, no hay errores en la vida, hay solo aprendizajes. Y abrazando lo que estoy diciendo, me gustaría reforzar con ustedes que es muy, muy, muy importante que todos tomen segundos o minutos para responder siempre lo que les mandamos, porque solo teniendo esa información de parte de ustedes podemos crecer y aprender cómo mejorar. Entonces, vamos reforzando la cultura de crítica constructiva, no de reclamar, pero realmente de siempre proporcionarnos la información de cómo podemos desarrollarse para crear mejor experiencia para todas las comunidades. So, long story short, you've been receiving a lot of different surveys, the employee Net Promoter Score, department Net Promoter Score, Culture Amp, asking about your professional and personal experience within Selina and how this affects your growth. We've been asking you for your stories and also about any fuck-ups. And I was making a reference to the indigenous communities of Latin America. They say there are no errors, lapses. Yeah, there's only learnings. And we in Selina, we really want to embrace this as well. And we strongly want to reinforce and empower you to talk to us and to bring your ideas, because only with you we can really grow and learn how to be a better company for all of our free communities. Omer, please. So, because sharing is caring, one of the tools that we've launched recently is I have something to share. Tengo algo para compartir. Esa es una de las herramientas que hemos compartido últimamente. And whoever didn't receive any of these links or recently joined, you can talk to your community supervisors, or you can write directly to me at or to the culture team, to culture@selina.com, to ask for these. Cualquier persona que no recibió esa herramienta puede escribir a culture@selina.com, @selina.com, o hablar con supervisor de comunidad de ustedes. Esa es una herramienta que da oportunidad para todos ustedes para compartir con nosotros las ideas, cualquier tipo de consejo. A mí me parece que Selina podría ser una empresa mejor o marca mejor si estuviéramos, por ejemplo, utilizando unas bicicletas de 3 ruedas, o sea, un ejemplo abstracto. Por eso así. Y de pronto la idea de ustedes va a ser implementada, así como a través de la pregunta que hicieron a Rafi y por la cual ustedes votaron para hacer la experiencia para la gente de corporate en las locaciones. Parece que la vamos a implementar a partir de muy pronto. So, as the same way you've implemented, as we can see right now, probably a big change in the onboarding and training, suggesting a question and then voting for it, asking like why and how the corporate could experience more of the location level life and have more like direct operational training. And we've used it here. This is a perfect example of bottom-up idea coming to you. And in the same way, you can provide your ideas, advice, stories, and fuck-ups through this tools. And hopefully, each year, we can implement more and more and more of your ideas into our Selina experience. And finally, as part of this, we would like to invite you also to be part of the Selina newsletter. Very, very soon, in the following days, you will receive, this is a sneak peek from the Selina newsletter, the second edition. And we've been getting very interesting information and inputs from different people, but we want more. If you have cool pictures, videos, stories, anything you'd like to share and project to the whole company, please write to us to culture@selina.com. Y así como estaba diciendo, dentro de ese compartir, queremos también que ustedes nos escriban sus ideas, historias, den fotos, vídeos, cosas interesantes que les gustaría compartir dentro de Selina Newsletter, que les parece que sería bueno para reforzar la información y emoción dentro de nuestra cultura de Selina. Ese es un sneak peek, un poco de revelando la cara del segundo newsletter que va a salir en los próximos días. Entonces, solo escribirnos a culture@selina.com y siempre estamos dispuestos para atenderlos.
We're gonna skip that slide.
Yes.
Gonna skip that slide. Sorry.
Yeah, Omer, would you like to add something?
Yes, please. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Just before we finish and we give the last word to Rafi, I would like to say thank you for watching us and taking part of that amazing bonfire. Selina Culture is basically us. It's all of us, the 1,300 people who are watching it currently live from 15 or more countries. Culture is something that is constantly evolving and living. And it's thanks to each and every one of us. Doesn't matter what location we are, what position we are, all the way from the top of the management to the people in the locations, country level, and of course, the global level. Please take the time to think about different ideas, different suggestions, opinions, feedbacks, and send it to us. As Scheffler just mentioned, you can email it directly to culture@selina.com. And together, we're going to make it an awesome and an amazing experience for all of us.
Cool. I will translate really fast. Entonces, lo que Omer acaba de decir es que la cultura de Selina somos nosotros, ¿ok? Todos nosotros, 1,300 personas que estamos en ese momento viendo ese bonfire de aproximadamente 15 países, y por eso les pedimos una vez más, tanto como yo dije, como Omer, tomen su tiempo, escríbanos y ayuden a construir esa increíble experiencia que va a afectar a nosotros, a nuestras familias y a todas las comunidades con quienes trabajamos. Y ahora vamos a dar la última palabra a don Rafael.
All right. I just want to say the last word for our friends in Nicaragua. The team in Nicaragua, everybody, I think, familiar with what's going on there. There is a big protest that started, and we were sure that it's going to keep 1 or 2 days, and I think it's over a month where Nicaragua experienced very, very bad days, with a lot of damage for people, for houses. The protest moved from Managua all the way to Granada, and basically this morning we had a conversation with Gabriel, with the head of country, and he's shared with us the experience and what's happening in Nicaragua. And I just want to say that first of all, we need to remember that all the time, even though we deliver experience and we care about the business and we want to keep Selina growing and moving forward, the first things we need to be sure all the time in every decisions that we're taking, that that our people safe, that we're helping and supporting the local community, and we're giving it the first priority in every decision we made. I think that the way the people from Nicaragua is acting right now, and the way they did the impossible to try to keep managing and keep the routine and keep the experience for the guests, even though outside of the Selinas it was very, very a bad experience. It's something that was amazing. And I want to send all the Nicaragua team a big hug. And we are, of course, with you. And anything you guys need, we will support and help. And I really, really hope for Nicaragua, the country, which is an incredible country, beautiful country, as soon as possible to solve the problem, and for our people to be safe, and for us, for every person from the corporate to help and support and anything they need. So I send you a big, big hug. And of course, one more word about the Guatemala people and that experiencing with the problem with the volcano, and with, I'm sure that everybody seen what's happened in the news in the last week. So of course we're supporting Guatemala, and we're with you, and anything you guys need, we send you a big hug. And I really, really hope, again, Latin America is probably the most incredible, sexy, colorful place in the world, and everybody jealous that we all operate in Latin America. But probably from time to time we experience some issues. It's not make us worried at all. We're going to keep being excited being in Latin America. We're going to keep developing Latin America. We're going to keep building and opening hundreds of Selina in Latin America. And of course, we're not going to let those issues to impact our approach. And that's it. I think that's the last message. I thank you very much, Michael, Omer, the culture team, community team, and everybody that joined this call. We appreciate it a lot. Michael, I will let you translate quickly. And thank you, everybody.
Estimados, me gustaría, así para el final, hacer una referencia bastante importante, un tema con el cual, del cual todos estamos conscientes de lo que está pasando en Nicaragua, con nuestra familia de Selina de Nicaragua y con toda la comunidad de la gente del país allá. Una protesta que durante los últimos 2 meses ha crecido al tamaño que nadie esperaba. Y quería que sepan que estamos en contacto constante con la cabeza del país, con Gabriel, hablando de la situación, de cómo podemos estar, o sea, además del hecho que obviamente siempre, por un lado, es importante por nosotros operar, hacer todo y confrontar todos los retos cotidianos de Selina. Antes de todo, ahora, lo más importante es la seguridad, y luego apoyar de la mejor forma a la comunidad local y también darle toda prioridad en sus decisiones. Y quería decir y reconocer que están haciendo un trabajo increíble. O sea, estoy mandando un gran abrazo de reconocimiento y de mucho amor para la comunidad de Selina de Nicaragua, que están haciendo imposible para mantener la locación operando bien y con mucho amor y atendiendo la gente que está allá. Y estamos con ustedes. Por favor, en cualquier momento hablen con nosotros lo que podamos aún apoyar más. Y al mismo tiempo, aprovechando eso, quería hacer también otra referencia al caso que surgió más recién, que es Guatemala. Todo el mundo sabe también sobre la erupción del volcán de allá, otra tragedia que está pasando, pero en la cual también estamos bastante presentes con nuestro apoyo y dando lo mejor de nosotros, y muchas gracias también por eso. Finalmente, concluyendo, creo que la mayoría de la gente en el mundo tiene como un poco de celos de nosotros, que estamos operando en ese bello espacio que es Latinoamérica, tan colorida, tan sexy, tan increíble. Pero así todo siempre tiene 2 lados, y esa vida que hay aquí lleva con lo mismo, así un poco de consecuencias, pero eso no nos va a desmotivar. Vamos a seguir operando, vamos a seguir abriendo más locaciones y marcando más de nuestra experiencia de Selina con todas las comunidades y estando más unidos como familia. Entonces, muchísimas gracias a todos que se unieron en esa reunión de parte de organización y también a todos ustedes que nos están asistiendo. Y yo personalmente los invito para que compartan después el link de grabación de Bonfire para quien no lo vio. So guys, you know that you can share the link of the recorded Bonfire afterwards with anybody that hasn't seen it, so the message gets to everybody, and that would be the end from my side as well. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias a todos.
Everyone, have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.